Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sal Vetri. Just broke my finger and we're about to get into week one. I have a new type of video. We have the NFL videos already out, a ton of them, right? It's week one, NFL season, booyah. We are here. I am pumped if you have not been able to tell from the videos that have come out from the live stream on Awesemo. A lot of stuff coming out content-wise on my front. The industry in general is just pumping out content as you should to prep for the NFL season. So if you're taking the time out of your day and out of your busy days to be watching this video or any of my other videos, I just want to say I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hopefully you have joined the community, you've hit that subscribe button. If not, you get any value from these videos of mine, please do that. I want to point out that if you drop in the comments any questions you have for the regular season, week one, start sit, waiver wire potential, anything about your personal life that might be a should I or should I not? No, just anything down below. Let me know. I'm going to do a mailbag show later in the week, probably on Friday, to answer loads of questions. I'm just going to be quick hitting. I'll probably do like 20. So just have that in mind if you have a question down below. I won't answer it below, but I'll be sure to pick a bunch of them, a good amount of them. And a lot of people haven't been doing it yet, so you have a good shot. And I'll answer that on Friday. DFS-wise, you can check out down below my Patreon. Have a ton of exclusive content for fantasy football, daily fantasy football over there. You can check out down below also my daily fantasy course. And check me out on Twitter. So there's all the plugs. What I want to do is something different here, right? We know breaking down game by game is something that's important content-wise in the DFS space. Looking at first looks, breaking down showdown slates, things that I do, right? Even potentially talking about values and GPP plays in the videos that go up on YouTube. All that makes sense. I want to do something a little bit different here. I want to talk about at every single position, I want to talk about one player. And again, this is Tuesday of the week, and I got, 5 or 6 days before I have to finalize my lineups, but I feel very strong and convicted about this player. It doesn't matter if they're chalky, doesn't matter if they're GPP or cash. I want to talk about one player that I am fixating on for one reason or another, and at every single position. Right now in this video, it's going to be the wide receiver position, and that player, his name, as his picture pops up behind me. Thank you, Brian Dijon, Jayon, if that is your name. I don't know why I'm pronouncing it like that. Brian Yan. If that is your name, thank you. But that player is Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's the guy, and we're going to call it That One Dude. That's what's going to be this segment's episode name, so maybe that'll catch on. But That One Dude is Keenan Allen this week at the wide receiver position for me. Look, if you're playing him in season long, if you have him in season long, you're obviously starting Keenan Allen for where you drafted him at. This is mainly fixated towards daily fantasy sports, or if you own him in season long, kind of to give you a little bit more confidence in him. The matchup for Keenan Allen this week and overall this season, his upside is not going to get much better than week one against the Indianapolis Colts. So there's a lot of things to point out here. Let's just start with the fact that Keenan Allen is an elite wide receiver in an offense where he should be peppered with targets. Look, if you've been watching my videos at all, you know that a wide receiver in the slot, right, lining up on the inside, not the outside, is much more beneficial, especially if they have a good, high, elite skill set and can actually utilize skills all across the field, which Keenan Allen can. He runs the short, intermediate, and deep routes. Lots of upside there in terms of Keenan Allen, his skill set in the slot. Why is it so good, Sal? Well, instead of running on the outside, we have very limited field to use, right? If you're running on the left side, you'll run out of bounds if you move left. Same thing for the right side. Run out on the right side, you'll run out of bounds if you move right. So you have very limited space to work with, and you have to beat guys right off the punch. And usually you're dealing with the best cornerbacks on the outside. Those guys get drafted to stop number one wide receivers. When, for the most part, guys in the slot are not as elite of a cornerback, and a lot of guys won't shadow into the slot. So you're usually working with the third or fourth worst cornerback on the entire team. And then you get Keenan Allen going up against that guy and having just overall a ton more to work with in terms of the field. He can work in the middle of the field. He can go left, he can go right. He can run intermediate, short. It doesn't matter. He's not limited to just one side of the field at that point in terms of if he's on the left hash, having to go straight or right. It's not as predictable. So a guy like that, that's just upside right there. So why am I talking about the slot? Last year he was in the slot a ton. But Tyrell Williams, a guy who is now in Oakland, not on this team anymore, ran in the slot on about a third to 40% or so of the snaps last year. Well, that obviously was not allowing Keenan Allen to be in the slot in those snaps. Now, they can run 4 wide receiver sets, and he was definitely in on some of those. But just in general, there's a lot more snaps that are going to be opened up in the slot on 3 wide receiver sets, and Keenan Allen is going to devour those opportunities. And we just said how good those opportunities actually are. So, some more things for why Keenan Allen is going to be an elite play. The opportunities in the slot are going to increase, right? The price tag on Draftkings is $7,300, too cheap, especially on a slate where a lot of people in GPPs aren't going to be paying up for a wide receiver. Another thing to point out, This Colts defense funnels the passes to the short and intermediate range. Well, ding, 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 a guy in the slot is going to get a lot of short and intermediate passes. So the running backs on this Chargers team, who are now not Melvin Gordon, right? He's seeking a trade as I record this video, and a couple teams are interested. But Austin Eckler, Justin Jackson, they'll have upsides because this Indianapolis Colts defense funnels to the running back short passes, tight end, slot wide receivers, aka Keenan Allen. So he's going to be in a position where he's going to see more opportunities in the best possible spot where he can line up in the slot against a team that is just going to let him catch them. And in Draftkings and PPR formats, you're looking at a guy who might have 12 targets week 1. And on low targets and on low snaps, or on low ADOT, average depth of target, very easy to catch those passes. You might be in a spot where Keenan Allen has 8 to 10 catches this week. I'm not shocked at all. I'm not saying I expect it, but the eight side of that seems more like a floor than a ceiling this week. And I'm very excited for that, especially in PPR. When we talk about that, you have a floor of 8 to 10 fantasy points just due to the fact that you're going to get a lot of low ADOT targets. I like that a lot. But let's not just stop there. In terms of, okay, he's a very elite player and in an elite position lining up in the slot against a defense that's going to pretty much say, hey, Keenan Allen, catch this ball in front of us and then do what you can, which he's very good after the catch as well. In the red zone, that's going to benefit him, funneling a defense that really can't guard much of anything. And then you factor in that the Chargers offensive line is piss poor, terrible. Terrible. This offensive line is very bad. You've had players injured, you've had players retired, you've had a bunch of shuffling. Overall, not very good. Phillip Rivers is in for it pretty much. And it doesn't matter who they're going up against. It could be the worst front in the league, which the Colts aren't the worst front in the league on defense, but it could be, and it's still going to be a challenge for this offensive line, at least to start the year, once they start gelling, having communication out there. So what does this all add up to? Well, when you have problems with the offensive line, you don't have much time to throw the ball, right? Duh. You don't have a mobile quarterback in Phillip Rivers, so he's going to have to just get the ball out quick from the pocket. Not that much time relative to the average in the NFL. So guys like Mike Williams on the outside, burners, guys who are very touchdown dependent on deep passes, I don't see them having much success in week 1 on this Chargers offense. If you're not a running back, if you're not a tight end running intermediate to short routes like Hunter Henry will, I like that guy as well, or if you're not a Keenan Allen who's going to be in the slot for a ton of the snaps here, you're not going to benefit because Rivers just isn't going to have the time to find you on the outside and let you get deep into your routes. Your progression, for him at least, is going to be, okay, where's Keenan Allen? Where's Hunter Henry? Nope, they're not there. Let me escape to the running back in a dump off. It seems like that's where a lot of the game is going to go when your offensive line is going to have you running for your life. And again, Phillip Rivers doesn't run. So let's put this all together. Very good wide receiver, obviously, who's affordable on DraftKings in a PPR format. Affordable meaning 7,300 is very, very good. I think it's obviously the upper range is where it starts to get the upper to the upper mid tier to the upper range just in general at the wide receiver position. Nobody's paying up for that in GPPs. So you're getting a guy who's potentially going to be lower owned unless this video takes off and then everybody in the world owns him. Well, oh well, then play him in cash. But potentially going to be lower owned. Lining up in the slot, like we already talked about, a lot more advantage there. Going to see more opportunities in the slot with no Tyrell Williams and his 35 or 40% of the snaps in the slot now gone. And then you also get the fact that they're going to funnel all the passes to Keenan Allen against a team that just allows you to catch anything you want. Low ADOT targets are very good if you're going to see plenty of them to make up for the PPR format. And run and contact, yards after the catch is something that Keenan Allen expected. Yards after the catch and yards after the catch excelled in both of those categories. So what this leads me to believe, and then you factor in the line being an issue and having to get the ball out quick. Again, the slot is going to be a main target for that, especially if Allen's in there. Factors me into the belief that Keenan Allen is just going to go overlooked in week 1. Because there's a lot of other sexy names on DraftKings lower down. If you're playing him in season long, obviously, but for DraftKings DFS, there's a lot of sexier names down below him that are cheaper. Sexy only because of their price point, because they're getting a lot of buzz, like Chris Godwin for one of them, like Tyler Boyd with no AJ Green, and potentially going to see a role change or at least a target change in terms of getting more for Tyler Boyd. Keenan Allen, though, what changes from him? He's an 8 to 10 target guy in this offense, and now he's going to take on a better role. So that one dude is going to be Keenan Allen for me at the wide receiver position for DFS as of right now on Tuesday. Subject to change, but I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't feel confident in it. Now, does that mean I'm 100%ing him into my GPP lineups? Of course not. Does that mean I'm playing him in cash? Definitely. There's a good chance I play him in cash. I mean, I'm making a video about it. But again, it all matters on where I end up at my running backs, my tight ends. It's about building an overall lineup. But what I'm saying right now is that one dude is Keenan Allen at the wide receiver position that's, for one reason or another, standing out in so many different ways. And this is what I want this segment and these videos to be about. So I'll be doing it for each position each week. Definitely not defense. Tight ends some weeks. Mainly quarterback, wide receiver, running back. And that does not mean I'm automatically putting them into my cash lineup. I'm still not sure if I'm putting Keenan Allen in. To be completely honest with you, he's not in my cash lineup as of right now. But it's mainly a pricing thing where I want to get up to at running backs. But he's standing out for a lot of reasons. And I'm going to try and prioritize him more in my GPPs because he's going to be lower owned. So that's it right now. If you enjoyed this video, if you thought it was different, if you thought it was valuable by any means, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate your support. We are now over 7,000 subscribers. How quick you guys think we can get to 10,000? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at SalVetriDFS. There's lots of free things in the down below. There's some free strategy guides, my DFS course, my Patreon where I have exclusive fantasy football content. And again, comment down below some season-long questions. Start, sit, waiver wires, anything that you really want. I'll address it later in the week on the mailbag show. So thank you. My name's Sal. Have a good rest of your day, everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. Peace out, gang.
Hey, hold up. 1 second. Check out this page. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit the subscribe button, all right? And if you're interested in Patreon, if you're not already a patron, you can hit that button on Patreon, become a patron. It will take you right there. You can also check me out on Twitter at SalVetriDFS. And hey, if you're interested, this next video that's about to pop up, why don't you check it out as well. See ya.